Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Looking forward to a nice week ahead. We've got a very much an all-over practice today, so using all parts of our body and a couple of nice flows in there as well. As always, throughout the practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. And our theme today is build, because all of our poses we can kind of build from just about managing to get into the position to really making the pose work quite hard for us, or us work quite hard in the pose. So we can work on a little bit of that throughout the practice today. So don't forget to let us know when you've completed your practice so we can add you to our roll of honour for November. And let us begin now, lying down on our mat. Keeping your knees bent and your feet about shoulder width apart. Just arrive at your mat. Slowing down. Letting go of your day and everything that's going on in your world. Letting go of all your roles, responsibilities, labels, to-do lists. Push them all away and just bring yourself to your mat. Become aware of yourself on your mat. Aware of the space you're occupying, where your feet are pointed to, where your head is. Aware of your knees. Aware of the connection with your feet and your hands to the mat. Aware of the connection of the base of your spine and of the back of your rib cage and shoulder blades, connection to the mat. Noticing where your spine just moves away from the mat. And then just tilting your pelvis. Press the small of your back into the mat so that your spine is fully connected all the way up to the base of your neck. And then releasing it again to its normal position. And once again, pressing the small of your back into the mat. And resuming to your normal position once again. And then becoming aware of your body and its movement with your breath. Particularly the back of your rib cage. Noticing how dynamic the relationship between your back and the mat is with your breath. And then let your attention fully focus on your breath. As you inhale through your nose, filling your belly, pause, and then exhaling through your nose. Maybe counting if that works for you. Just being conscious of extending that exhale. Having a nice smooth intake and exhale of your breath. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, rolling onto your side and making your way up through tabletop to come and stand at the top of your mat. Standing with your toes together, heels a little bit apart, so that you've got a nice straight line running down the outside of your feet. And standing up tall, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And finding that length in the spine, feeling yourself grow, making yourself as tall as you can possibly be. And then bringing your hands onto your hips, just draw your left leg out to the side and bring it back to the center. And your right leg out to the side and back to the center. And continuing that movement, just bringing it to the side and back and changing legs to just get those hips starting to open out a little bit and warm up. Pointing with the toe as you stretch the leg out. And once more on each side. And then coming back to stillness, let's just step those feet out now to hip width apart. And keeping that left hand on the hip, raise your right arm up past your ear, keeping that length in the spine, that tallness of the body. And let's take a bend over towards the left. Let the gaze and the chest look forward and up. So you're keeping those shoulders in line with each other. And then bring the right hand up to meet the left. And just encourage that bend. Sorry, bring the left hand up to meet the right. Encourage that bend to go a little deeper. Really feeling that stretch on the right side of the body. And coming all the way up. Bring the arms down by your sides. Right hand onto your hip. Raise the left arm up. Again, finding the length first. And then take the bend. Keeping that gaze and chest looking forward and up. Shoulders in line. And then again raising the right arm to clasp your fingers together as you deepen that bend and really feel the stretch on that left side of the body. And coming back to straightness, bringing the arms down by your sides as we continue with our build. So really making length with your body, feeling like you are so tall. The space between your vertebrae expanding ever more. And then from here, raise the arms up and sweeping down into a forward fold. So we're starting. So start easy, bend your knees. Just come down to where feels right for this stage of your practice. Thinking about getting that rib cage in contact with your thighs. So bend the knees as much as you need to make that happen. And then step the hands away from the feet to lengthen the spine. Forward fold again. Bend the knees. Come all the way up, raising the arms up. Take a breath. And let's build on the flow. Sweeping down into your forward fold. Trying to get a little bit deeper this time, maybe lengthening the legs a little bit more. Stepping the arms out, letting that spine really extend. Coming back into an ever deepening forward fold. And bending the knees. Coming all the way up. Let's build more onto this. Let's flow with the breath. Taking an inhale here. And exhale, forward fold, nice and deep. Inhale as you lengthen the spine, letting the arms come out. Exhale back to your forward fold. And inhale all the way up to stand. And take an exhale. Flowing in time with your own breath. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, flowing in your own time now. Just running through it once. And bringing the arms down to bring them behind you. Good. Clasping those fingers. Draw the arms away from the back of your body so you really feel your chest stretch and open. One more breath here. Each breath just building that pose a little further. As you exhale, just encouraging those arms to raise up just a little bit more. And then releasing. Taking the left arm, draw it up and bring it to your back. So wherever it will go, don't worry, you know, if it won't come all the way up, that's fine. Wherever it goes to, just bring it to there. Using your right arm to just encourage that stretch. And we're going to take 3 breaths here, and again, assess where you're starting from and build the pose up, becoming ever more challenging with each breath. Just increasing the intensity of the stretch with the exhale. And then you can soften with the inhale and increase it again with the exhale. releasing it down. Let's take it to the other side. So same again, right arm comes up. Just connecting with your breath. And building the pose. And then releasing it down. Step your right foot across your left. So it's at the left hand corner. And your left foot, just step it over towards the right. So you're standing with your legs crossed, a little bit of distance between them, clasping the hands. Let the body rotate so your hips are square, clasping the arms. Raise them up and take a bend backwards. Just allowing the front of the body to stretch and open. And releasing the hands. Let's take it to the other side. So just changing those legs around. Getting the legs into the position. Then let the hips follow. And drawing it back. And releasing the hands again, coming back to stand at the top of your mat with your feet hip width apart. Let's run through our little flow again, raising the arms up, inhale. As you lengthen the body, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale here, running through it one more time in your own time, with your own breath. And bringing the hands into prayer at the chest. Let's step those feet together, toes together, heels a little bit apart as we come into our chair pose. So pressing the hips back as you bend the knees, drawing the arms up. Let's take 3 breaths here. Each breath just engaging that core, making the pose ever more powerful. And then keeping the body as it is, just let the arms come behind you. Keeping those knees behind the toes. Engaging that core from the pelvic floor up with each exhale. And then bringing those hands into prayer, shifting the weight into the right leg as you raise the left leg up onto that right thigh, flexing that left foot. And then taking that to the other side. Keeping the bend in the leg, Let the right leg come across that left leg. And 3 breaths here. Keeping the spine nice and long. And bringing that foot down, staying in your chair pose, bringing the right arm into the center, wrapping the left arm underneath it. So we get a nice shoulder stretch here, raising the elbows up and moving those hands away from the forehead. So don't worry if you can't get that full wrap. It's fine wherever you are in this. Just try to increase the intensity wherever you are in the pose. So if you're here and you're really struggling with this, just raising those elbows up another millimeter is sufficient. Or maybe moving the arms away, the hands away, so you've got to deepen that roundness in the shoulders. One more breath. And let's take it to the other side. So left arm comes into the center, right arm wraps around, elbows up, hands away. And releasing the arms still in your chair pose. Let your left hand come down, fingers pointing to the floor or touching the floor. Raise the right arm up, following it with your gaze. And then taking that to the other side. Encouraging that twist. And coming back to the center and all the way up to stand. Good. Let's stand once again with our feet hip width apart. Standing up nice and tall again, finding that length. All the time, building, building, building. Raising the arms up, bringing the hands together. Let's take a bend to the left. And then take a bend to the right. Coming back to the center, let's take a back bend. And coming back to the center, let's sweep down into a forward fold. And lengthening the spine here. And forward fold again. Raise the right arm up, follow it with your gaze. This time your legs are extended as much as possible. And raise the left hand up. Bringing both hands down. Sitting back down into your chair, this time with your feet hip width apart. And rising all the way up into your chair. Then bringing those arms out into a T, let the body come all the way down to rest on your thighs. And coming all the way up, bring the hands down into prayer at the chest. Let's run through that again. Arms up over the head, palms together, taking a bend to the left. Back through center to take a bend to the right. Back through center, raise the gaze, back bend. Back through center, sweeping down, forward fold. Noticing that forward fold getting deeper and deeper each time, then lengthening the spine. And forward fold again. Raising the right arm up, follow it with your gaze. Bringing the right hand down and raising the left arm up. Bringing the left arm down, sitting down into your chair, raising the arms up. Bringing those arms into a T as you come further back, resting the torso on the thighs. And coming all the way up, bringing the hands into prayer. And once more, raising the arms up to the center. Palms together, taking a bend to the left. Back through center, take a bend to the right. And back to center, taking a little back bend. Coming back to center, sweeping down, really deep forward fold. And lengthening the spine. Nice deep forward fold again. Sitting down into your chair, raise the arms. Bringing those arms out into a T. And coming all the way up. Bring the arms into prayer, and really well done if you sussed that I missed out the raising of the arms in the middle of that, and if you did that, well done you. I was getting confused in my flow. So from here, let's shift the weight into the right leg, turning that left foot at a right angle and raising the left foot up onto your calf or thigh for your tree pose. Finding a point of stillness here. Let your core help you. Pressing your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. Thinking about lengthening the inside of your thigh. One more breath here. And then releasing that left foot down, let's turn the right foot out. And again, coming into your tree pose, either onto your calf or your thigh, whichever you prefer. Finding that stillness, lengthening through the body. And then when you're ready, releasing that foot down onto your mat, raising the arms up and sweeping down, forward fold, nice and deep. And from here, let the hands come down onto the mat. We're going to step back into a downward dog. So if you feel an extra pull on your calves in this, just pedal those legs to warm up those calf muscles to just help them stretch out. Your hamstrings should be really well stretched at this stage. Finding your stillness here, lengthening through the spine. Pressing away from the mat with your hands. And then raise that right leg up. And stepping it through, coming into a low lunge. Raise the arms up. And bringing those hands down again. Let's once more step it up into your downward dog. And stretching that left leg out behind you. And stepping it through. Low lunge. Bringing those hands down again as we once more come up into our downward dog. Stretching the right leg out behind you. And stepping it through. Low lunge. Curling the toes. Bringing the hands down either side of the foot and raising the knee up for a runner's lunge. Finding that length in the body, knee over ankle. And then from here, step the left hand in close to the foot, raise the right arm up. And bringing that right hand down, let's once more step it back into our downward dog. Raising that left leg up. And let's step it through for our low lunge. And then taking it from here into that runner's lunge, keeping the knee directly over that ankle, curling the toes on that right foot, raising the knee, lengthen through the body. Nice. Strengthening for the legs. And then stepping that right hand in closer to the left leg, raise the left arm up. Following it with your gaze. And bringing that left hand down as we once more step it back into our downward dog. And let's take a flow through that. So raising the right leg up and step it through, low lunge. And from here into our runner's lunge. And stepping the left hand in, raising the right arm up. Revolved side angle. Bringing it back, hands back, stepping back into your downward dog. And raising that left leg up. Stepping it through. Low lunge. And runner's lunge. Moving the right hand in as you raise the left hand up. And bringing that hand down as we step it back once more to downward dog. Flowing through it in your own time. So it'll be raising the right leg, stepping through to low lunge, then runner's lunge, then revolved side angle with the hand raised. And then back to downward dog and do it on the other side. Working with your breath, working with yourself, building on it as you go through. And I'll see you back here in downward dog when you've done it once on each side. And then coming down when you're ready into tabletop and pushing back into a child's pose for a rest. Two more breaths here. And when you're ready, coming up into tabletop and stepping it up to a squat. So let those feet point out to the side. As you come into your squat, whatever way you like to do squat, whatever way it works for you. But what you want to be doing here in terms of building is building up this stretch on the inside of the legs by pressing them away and lengthening, finding that length in the spine, that space. One more breath here. And then from here, letting the hands come down as you rise up and the toes point to the front, coming up to stand. And let's just, step the right leg back. So it's on a train track. The left leg is in front, the right leg is behind. They're about hip or shoulder width apart. And then from here, we're going to fold forward. So hinging forward at the hips. Remember, always have a softness in the knees. So even though your leg is fully extended, we don't want to lock the knee. We want to keep it nice and soft as you fold forward over this left leg. And we're continuing to build on our fold. With each exhale, just getting a little deeper. And then stepping that right foot up to meet the left. And let's step the left leg back. Finding that length in the right leg as you fold forward here. And again, each breath just helping you deepen that fold. And once again, stepping that left foot up to meet the right, bend the knees, coming all the way up to stand, and let's take it to the long side of the mat. So letting those legs open out nice and wide, again, finding that length in the body. And folding forward here. Deepening that fold. You can spread those legs out a little bit further if you can. Maybe walking those hands back. And one more breath here. Really feeling that stretch on the inside of the legs. Draw the arms behind you. As we build up this pose, clasping those fingers together and raise them away from the back to again help you go even deeper into the pose. And releasing the hands. Bringing them down onto the mat, heel, toe, the feet together to come once again into a forward fold. Bend the knees, coming all the way up to stand and making it up to the top of your mat once again. Feet hip width apart, raising the arms up, finding that length. Really going now for your deepest forward fold yet. As you move all the way down. And then coming down into a tabletop. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, feet straight out behind you. Engaging your core here, keeping those arms active. And let's do a couple of cat-cows here. Again, synchronizing with your breath. Inhaling to cow, exhaling through to cat. And then when you're ready, meeting back at our tabletop, let's stretch that right leg out behind you at hip height, flexing the foot so the toes are pointing downwards and stretching that left arm out finding your balance here. Engaging the core. Keeping the gaze on the mat so the spine is lovely and long. And bringing it back into your tabletop, and let's take that to the other side. And coming back once again into tabletop, raising the left arm up, follow it with your gaze. And let's thread it through. Letting your shoulder and ear come to the mat. And stretching it up once again. And bringing it back into your tabletop. Let's take that to the other side, reaching up with the right arm. And threading it through. And then reaching it up once again. And coming back into your tabletop. And then from here, let's lift that right leg up, keeping the knee bent, lifting it up to hip height. And with your left hand, if you can reach your foot, do. If you can't reach your foot, use a belt or a strap to help you. And then let's raise this leg up as much as you can to get a really good stretch in the quad. Each breath again, just encouraging a little bit more of a stretch. And releasing it down, let's take it to the other side. Lifting the leg up first, holding onto it with the hand or the strap, and then going for that stretch. And releasing down and pushing back once again into a child's pose with your arms out nice and long. And then when you're ready, coming up to sit, if you want to have a block, do. Sitting on your block with your legs crossed. Sitting up nice and tall, again finding that length, clasping the fingers together. And let's slowly draw those arms up. Over the head. When they get over the head, release them. Draw the arms back and around. And again, pressing the arms away, so we're rounding the shoulders on the way up. Sitting up tall now as they're over your head. And then as you release them, drawing those shoulder blades together at the back. And coming around, and once more. coming back to center. And then from here, letting the left hand come down, raising that right arm up, and then come down a little lower onto that left forearm. Keeping that gaze up towards the right arm. One more breath here. And coming back to center as we take that to the other side, raising that left arm up and then coming down onto that right forearm. And coming back to the center with that left arm, bringing it all the way around behind you. Follow it with your gaze. And coming back to center, let's take that to the other side. And once again, back to the center. If you're on a block, you might want to pop off it as you sit down and open those legs out nice and wide as we fold forward here. Coming to your deepest point, let the arms stretch out fully. Keeping those feet flexed. And then just see where you are. And let's see how much further we can get when we start to build this pose using our breath. So as you inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, deepen. Let those fingers just crawl out a little bit further. Two more breaths. And then just take a little look and see, did you make a little bit of a difference there when you really started to connect with your breath and use your breath to help you build the pose. And from here, let's swing around and come down to lie with your knees bent. And then hugging those knees into the chest, take a little rock and roll here. And coming to stillness, let the feet come down onto the mat and the soles of the feet come together as the knees flop out to the side. And then when you're ready, let those knees come together and the legs come out nice and long. Flopping the feet out to the side, turning the palms upwards as you prepare for your final resting pose of Shavasana. And thank you for joining me in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. And I look forward to you joining me on the mat again soon. Now it's time to let your body totally relax and release after all that work. Letting go your toes, the soles of your feet. Letting go the tops of your feet, your heels and ankles. Letting go your calves and your shins, the backs of your knees and the fronts of your knees. Letting go the backs of your thighs and the fronts of your thighs, your glutes and pelvis. Letting go the whole back of your body, the back of your rib cage, your spine, your shoulder blades. Just let it go. Letting go the front of your body, the front of your rib cage, chest and shoulders. Your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, backs of your hands, palms of your hands, and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, the forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And identify a moment of joy you had today, no matter how trivial. And let your heart fill with gratitude for that moment of joy. Inhaling that feeling of gratitude and letting it spread throughout your whole body. And then let your attention go to your breath. As you inhale through your nose into your belly, pause, and then exhale. Allowing your breath to build that connection with your inner self, your true nature. And imagine you're walking on a beach. Notice the sounds, the smells, the texture beneath your feet, the temperature. Find a nice place here to sit and watch the sea as it gently ebbs and flows. Enjoying being at one with nature and with yourself.